So everyone knows that WordPress is super popular because it's pretty easy to use and it's been around for a while. But you know what they say, just because something's popular doesn't mean it's perfect. And hey, there are actually quite a few people out there who have their reasons for not jumping on the WordPress train. At Software's Land, we're gonna spill the beans on the top 5 reasons why some folks think WordPress isn't all it's cracked up to be. WordPress has been around since 2003, and we wouldn't be wrong if we said that it has created a huge evolution in the web. But it seems too proud to understand the changes and treats your content like it's still 2003. If you have used WordPress to design a website, you must have seen that content is stored in a relational database. This is similar to storing all your content in a table with only rows and columns and limits your content modeling options. This issue can still disrupt the integration of your content in the other parts of the website, which is vital given the nature of today's online world. One of the biggest advantages of WordPress is that it is constantly providing various updates. But if you've worked with it before, you know that these can quickly become a major drawback. You see, in WordPress you mainly work with different plugins. In addition to the main WordPress package, all plugins are being updated separately by their developers. You might say, well, where is the negative point? The problem is complicated by the fact that these two are not necessarily synchronized. For example, you might use a plugin for a slider on your main landing page that is compatible with the current version of WordPress. Now, what if WordPress is updated to a version that is no longer compatible with this plugin? You either have to give up the visual identity of your website for a few days until the plugin is updated, or you have to start from the beginning and do it with another plugin, which is still not a guarantee that this will not happen with a new plugin. The content you produce to be on the website is your property and you can have it on any other website. WordPress understands this very well, as long as it's on another WordPress site though. Let me explain it better. You can back up your content relatively easily, but you cannot re-implement it wherever you want, because its format is coded in such a way that you can only run it on the WordPress system. This effectively takes away a large portion of your rights to your own content. Most of the things you do in WordPress depend on different plugins. At first glance, you might say, well, modularity is not a bad thing. You are probably right, and by combining several plugins, you can add extremely useful sections to your website. But the thing is, this amount of plugins will definitely affect the loading speed of your site. Now, in order to reduce this slowness, you have to go for a stronger web host or your CDNs, which in addition to costing you extra, will not have such a significant impact on the loading speed. Probably the most number of plugins you can find is in the field of SEO. Perhaps, in a way, this indicates having more options to choose from. But if you think more, you will see that this shows the challenging nature of this issue and the weakness of various SEO plugins. The truth is that none of them will fully satisfy your needs, because if you have worked with any of them, you know that they only cover a few aspects of it. This causes a false passing score for content creators and makes them never notice the negative points of that content. On the other hand, another point that can be seen when using these plugins is the strange errors and bugs that give you different scores even though the content is similar in every respect. Here we mentioned 5 of the downsides of using WordPress for website design. It was definitely difficult to choose 5 of these numerous items. We haven't even gotten to the security flaws, which, believe me, are countless. We will probably tell you more about other defects of this service soon. But keep in mind, we are not going to tell you whether to use WordPress or not. We have only introduced the challenges that exist in using it. At the end of the day, it is you who decides according to your needs whether building a website using this platform is suitable or not. If you are still not sure, you can contact the consultants of the Softwaresland team to finally have a website that meets your needs.